Have you ever wanted to listen to two random dudes on the internet talk about their views?
Well, I'm Matt.
And I'm Bill.
And this is the Two Dudes with a View podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 12 and a half. Again, it's the Thursday ones are a half. We'll work that out at some point. 12 and a half. Episode 12 and a half of the Two Dudes with a View podcast. As always, my name is Matt. I am joined by... I've run out of names to call you, Bill. But I'm joined by Bill, the old man that drinks beer. I guess I'll just call him that.
There's Buffalo Bill. You can just call me Budweiser Bill.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Budweiser Bill. Anywho, hope everyone's having a great week so far. When you hear this, it'll at the earliest be Thursday. So hope realistically 2 days to get through because it'll come out Thursday morning. But you're almost there at the end of the week. Long weekend too. Everyone's got Monday off unless you're a loser and have to work, which I apologize for. And I get the weekend off, so
just call off. It's fine.
Yeah. 90% of people do anyway. So just call off. You'll be good.
It's a National Recovery Day.
Yeah, because everyone's pretty much celebrating on Monday or on Sunday. So, yeah, it's Recovery Day. Anywho, we got to start with the classics at this point. Somehow over the past 14 episodes now, right? 14, yeah, 14 now, 15 episodes. It somehow made its way into everyone, and I still to this day don't know how, but we got to talk about the weather, and quite frankly, I'm not happy, but I'm not disappointed. It hasn't rained since Monday, which is great.
A plus.
But it's been a little chillier than normal, and by chillier, I'm saying we were in like the mid to high 80s, even low 90s, even the end of last week into the weekend. And then obviously we had that severe thunderstorm. Not severe, but we dropped a lot of rain over the weekend. And then now it's been like high 70s, like 78, 79, which honestly is my favorite temperature. I love it. That and a little bit of breeze. Oh, you can't go wrong. It's perfect. You don't sweat. You don't freeze. It's like the beautiful temperature. So it's been like that. But the only reason I hate it is it's dropped my pool temperature below 80. And just kind of, it was like bath water. Now it's like just water. I guess that's a bad thing in a way, but I mean, I can't complain too much. It's still like 79 degrees, so. Anywho, how's the weather for you, Bill? It's probably pretty much the same to that.
Yeah, relatively. There was like, it got to the point there for a while that it felt like all I was saying when we did these was it's raining, or it's going to rain tomorrow, or it's raining now, or
well, we were a month off, so usually it's, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. We were May showers bring June flowers. That's what it was for us for the longest time.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But all in all, I mean, look, I hate when it's hotter than hell. And I don't really like when it's super cold. They both have their positives, I guess, but it has been a little bit chillier than it should be. But at the same time, we went from winter to summer. Because all of spring, it rained every day.
Yeah.
Now, like, what was it, 2 days or 3 days ago, I'm sitting at work, and I knew it was going to rain. They were calling for thunderstorms. So I don't trust the forecast. I look at the radar. And the radar showed the storm, so I'd hit play on my phone and let the radar till the storm got over the dot, and then I would hit pause and see what time it was to kind of judge when it wouldn't be there. And it rained 3 times in 6 hours. And each time it rained like a prick. Then it stopped, and the sun came out, and it got hot and humid. And it was like it progressively got worse, and I was over that.
That's the one thing I hate is I don't mind the rain. It's when it gets humid, hot, and muggy after. That's the worst part right there.
Yeah. So, but I'll take that over snow any day.
I see. I'd rather again. We're gonna go back to this conversation. I can only take so many clothes off. I can put unlimited on. So I would rather have the snow when it's cold than hot, humid, and muggy when I can't get I can't get out of my skin essentially.
See, the reason I don't mind snow, or the reason I don't mind rain as much as I hate snow, is because snow requires you to go remove it. Rain just goes away.
Well, I mean, that's accurate. Unless it rains so much that it floods. Then what do you do?
Well, they say that every 1 inch of rain is 1 foot of snow. So imagine the rainstorms you get in a day.
Listen.
Like the 2 inches of rain.
Listen.
That'd be like 2 foot of snow.
I live in upstate New York where we can get 2 feet of snow overnight. So I mean, I'm used to it at this point. It's all right. That's you spend your entire life just listen. In upstate New York, you have two options. Okay, well, really three. It's either removing snow, trying not to get soaking wet because it's raining, or getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Those are the only three options. Those are the 3 seasons in New York, right? From realistically December, but now it's kind of more January to middle of March, beginning of April. It's just you're removing snow. And then from that time to essentially the end of June, it's downpouring. And then from June to September, you're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and horseflies because those are just amazing. And then from September to November, it's just raining again, and then it just starts all back over. That's the 3 seasons in New York.
See, not here. We have hot and cold.
Yeah, we don't even judge hot and cold. We just are the mosquitoes out? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Those are the 3 describers at this point.
Yeah.
Which arguably could be worse. It could be tornado season or hurricane season or earthquake season, but I'll take what we have,
Well, right now I'm technically in our tornado season.
Well, if I see a house flying by, I'll make sure to tell Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm not in Kansas no more.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for the weather today. People are probably sick of it already. Well, I'll say this. I'm going to continue to say this at the beginning of our Thursday episodes. These are completely unscripted. Normally we go into an episode, we have some bullet points on some topics that we're going to talk about, and me and Bill kind of collaborate to make sure we're not going to, we don't bring the same topics to the tables because then, we cut time, all that fun stuff. But Thursday episodes are different because I don't know what Bill's going to say. Bill doesn't know what I'm going to say. And quite frankly, neither of us know what the next topic's going to be. You could just look at the first Thursday episode when we were talking about whatever. I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about Russia and Ukraine. And then all of a sudden now we're talking about is a hot dog a sandwich? And then what our favorite gas station was. So anything can happen on these Thursday episodes. And neither of us, listen, when you guys hear this, so is the other person for the first time. Bill could say, well, what do you think about Barney's latest episode? And I'd be like, I haven't seen it, but it's a possibility. So normally I start, but I told Bill before we started, right when I hit the record button, I said, hey, Bill, you're starting today. So Bill,
yeah,
have fun. What do you got for us?
Oh, well, the only thing that I could think is topical, kinda, but this whole Sheetz thing, did you hear about it yet?
The jump in the gas price to $4 for the weekend, that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so stupid. Here's why. They're not actually helping you at all because it's only on the 88 gas, not the 87 gas. So if you put unleaded 87 in your car, it won't work, right? Cuz the 88 has I think 5% more ethanol.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is for cars with newer exhaust systems and stuff because it burns at a cooler temperature. I got a 2006, so that's not gonna work for me. None of my stuff's converted, but so really they're not actually doing anything. And on top of that, I don't remember where I seen it. I wish I could remember, but it basically what they're in a state. So I don't even know what state it was. Is saying that if Sheetz does this, they're considering like filing charges against each individual store in the state that does it because they're knowingly and willfully disobeying the state gas tax because they themselves are removing the gas tax.
Yeah, but
And anybody that buys the gas could potentially be charged with receiving stolen property.
Listen, let me just say this. If there is anyone in the state government that decides to charge every individual or every store or the company as a whole with this, they'd be stupid for two reasons. A, our court systems just aren't going to handle that in general. No one's going to prosecute that. And B, you're not going to get reelected if you do that. I'm just going to say that right up front. Like, if you start charging people,
everybody.
If you start charging people with receiving stolen property because it wasn't taxed, really?
It's much bullshit.
Do you see? I just pulled an article up because I wanted to see what the gas prices were, kind of average in the area. According to AAA, this is what this says, and this came out. I don't even know what day. This came out yesterday evening. According to AAA, in the Pittsburgh area, the average price was $4.98 a gallon. So that's
ridiculous.
They're dropping it essentially 99 cents actually, because they're going to $3.99 and it was $4.98. So 99 cents they're dropping it. Granted, if you add it up across the entire state, it's going to be somewhat a significant amount, but what's your gas tax in PA? Is it 8%? What is it?
We have the highest gas tax, the state gas tax out of all 50 states. And it's like 56 cents or 57 cents per gallon.
Jesus.
Which is completely astronomical. There's no reason for that.
No wonder they want to start charging people. That's a lot of money they're losing now.
Right, you figure for every 2 gallons, that's an extra $1 they just took from you.
You know what?
Actually $1 plus.
You know what I see? There's some politician somewhere that threw this idea out that just sees his paycheck getting thrown out the window by this. That's the only thing I could think of. New York and most counties in New York have removed the gas tax. There's bills on the floor for federal gas tax relief. And you have the highest gas tax in all of the states, and no wonder people hate Pennsylvania. And you can't even fix your roads that people travel on with this gas.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I'm telling you, I've mentioned it before on this podcast, but your roads down there are horrendous.
I just looked this up. Oh no, I agree with you. I just looked this up just for shits and giggles. It's we're in what? June right now. So, in June of last year, gas prices in Pennsylvania were $2.13.9 a gallon. $2, they've more than doubled in a year. In one calendar year, they've more than doubled.
Yeah.
Now, here's another thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit, considering we have the highest gas tax, is the federal government did this stupid gas tax holiday, where they removed the federal tax on gas.
I did see that.
Well, that don't help me none. It didn't help me not one bit. Like, okay, Sheetz went from $5.05 a gallon back down to $4.99. Oh boy, 6 cents. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like I told you, one of the past episodes we did, and it's probably in the title, has something to do with oil or gas or something. But what's going to happen is they're going to jack the price up like crazy. They've already said that over the 4th of July weekend, gas prices are expected to increase. That's why Sheetz is lower in the price, to kind of piss them off a little bit. But they're going to get gas prices up so high that everybody is going to look at $4 or $5 a gallon as saving money.
Well, I will say this, and there has been, I don't know if you've seen it in your area, but I've definitely seen it in New York. There's been specifically on social media, a push not to buy gas between essentially all this weekend, between the 1st through the 5th. There was a push not to get people to buy gas and protests of high gas prices. Now, granted, we all know that that's not going to work one bit because people are going to be out on boats. People are going to be traveling. They need gas, right? So it's not going to work. But there has been, at least in here, and again, I don't know if you've seen it or other states have seen it, but there's been a push not to buy gas from Friday to Tuesday in New York. Again, I'm well aware it's not going to work. Personally, I'm getting I'm like half a tank right now, and I got to travel both Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, that's not both, but all 4 of those days, and Monday actually too. So I'm going to be everywhere this weekend between work and just doing leisure stuff. I'm going to need gas. Like, it's just, that's the way it is. I'm not going to buy 5-gallon cans worth of gas now to protest then. It's not reliable for me, but there has been a push, and I've seen that. And again, I mean, great for pushing for it, but it's never going to work.
Well, this I've seen the same thing, and this happened, I want to say it was like 2008, 2007. Kind of the same. No, it might have even been earlier than that. It might have been like 2005, 2006. It was kind of the same thing. Was gas prices were averaging like $1.80, $1.50 a gallon, right? Somewhere in that area. And then they just went through the roof, and by through the roof, I meant like $3 a gallon, $3.20 a gallon. And there was a big push. They wanted to do trucker blackouts where truck drivers wouldn't drive for a weekend and refuse to deliver products because of it. And everybody was supposed to not buy gas. It was supposed to be a gas blackout for that, for a specific weekend. But even if you have 100,000 people do it, and then out of 100,000 people per state, we'll just do like 100,000 people per county, decide not to buy gas in that county. And out of that 100,000 people, say 80,000 don't buy it. The 20,000 that actually do buy the gas are making the money back for the gas people anyway.
Yeah.
And how I know this is where I live, and where I live, it's literally in the middle of bumfuck Egypt. I have farm fields around me, and there's more deer and chickens than there are people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if I go 10 miles one direction, gas price is $4.87. If I go the same 10 miles the other direction, it's $4.99. And if I go 2 miles away, or well, I guess it'd be like 4 or 5 miles away, gas prices are or now they're $4.99, but they were $5.05 for the longest time. So I don't believe that gas prices are regulated. I believe that gas prices are up to the damn gas station, and they're just trying to inflate the gas prices as high as they possibly can.
So I will say this. I have the complete opposite experience. So usually there is a spot probably 10 minutes from me that's 5-6 cents cheaper a gallon. However, and I'm not the only one that's noticed this. A lot of family members and friends have noticed this as well. But there has been no discrepancy anywhere in gas prices. I can go, like you said, I can go 10 miles one way to the place that's normally cheaper. It's $4.80 something. I can go 10 miles the other completely opposite direction. It's $4.80 something. They're within 2-3 cents of one another. And it's never like that. Just never. And it's been like that for the past week or so, which is, again, very, very weird because, normally it is very fluctuating and places can be upwards of 10 cents cheaper depending on if you look, if you find the right place and know where to go. But it's actually been pretty consistent around me for the past, again, week or so, which is weird and different.
That's why I don't really trust this whole Sheetz thing. Let me rephrase that. This is why I don't believe this whole Sheetz thing. I trust that they're trying to do it to help people out, but I don't believe that it's a real thing because I went to school for business. I understand how business inflation works, not economy, like not the inflation due to the economic stress. But I'm just talking about business. Like if you buy, you start up your own Matt's T-shirt company, and you come to me and say, "Hey, Bill, can you make me 50 T-shirts? What would the price be?" All right, well, I'll quote you at 50 T-shirts and say, all right, it's going to be $250 for 50 T-shirts. All ink printed and all that screen shit, whatever it's called. And then I give it to you. Once I give it to you, we talked about this not that long ago, actually, with like state taxes. But once you put it on your market, you're going to mark it up so that each shirt gets you at least 50% profit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So if I'm selling you one shirt at $20, you need to sell your shirt $30. So you're at least getting 50% of your money back. A lot of these stores nowadays are using the economy's downside as their upside and saying, well, the economy's shit right now. So if we can get away with charging people stupid numbers, and they'll still think that if we don't buy it now, we might not get it.
Yeah.
So I just, it blows me away. And I said to the wife today, once we left work, but like I told you, I had to go to Sheetz, actually. We got MTO for dinner because I don't get off work till 9:00. So that's coming home. I'm not cooking. And I had to get beer because I'm off work tomorrow. So I want to do my best to avoid leaving. And as we're coming down the off-ramp of the highway, I look down and I see that I'm at a quarter tank of gas. And I thought, well, shit, I don't work tomorrow. I could, in theory, go Friday after work because I work Friday morning and take advantage of this gas thing, but it doesn't affect me because I use 87, not 88. So I put $30 in the tank. That didn't do nothing for me. Like it took me from a quarter tank to a half a tank, which really pisses me off because when I first started driving, $30 would fill you from empty. But so I'm still going to pay the prices that you have to. And no matter who you are, you could bitch about the gas prices all you want, but if you have a car and you have a job...
I was just saying, unless you want to walk somewhere or ride a bike, you're paying gas prices.
Yeah, so you could protest, boycott, and sit on your ass and say, I'm not going to pay gas prices this weekend, or I'm not going to go buy any gas at all.
Just don't ask me for a ride because...
Yeah, don't call me.
I'm going to be charging.
Because... yeah, it's ass, gas, or grass.
Yeah.
And I'm married, so the ass part's out. So it's gas or grass.
Although,
you're either walking or you're giving me gas money.
I will say, though, you've had so much trouble mowing your grass, so you might actually take that offer.
Oh, yeah, that's the lawn mowing situation's bullshit for me. So it's always raining. The days off whenever me or Brandy can mow, it's raining. Or it rains the night before and the ground's so wet that you can't. And we live on a hill, so don't you dare drive a riding mower where you could lose traction and go tumbling down a hill with a mower.
That'd be one hell of a video, though. You got security cameras on your house? I want to see that if that happens. Just saying.
Yep, there's a camera pointing down the driveway, and there's a camera pointing up the, so if you were to come up onto the deck, there'd be a camera catch you coming up. You pretty much, only way to get into my place without me knowing, and the dogs would let me know, would be to try to come through the back, but good luck with that.
Well, just, send me that video if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just... Again, like you said, I like to believe that they're doing this to help people, but who knows?
I'm sure they are.
I will say this, though. I will say this because I just have to. There's always a reason other than the one they're telling you. So just keep that in mind, too, you know?
Okay, well, put this on your table, too. And this is coming just from somebody, like I've ran businesses and I've charged prices for things. Put this on your little things to think about list. If they're willing to reduce the price to $3.99 a gallon and it's currently $4.99 a gallon, what are they paying a gallon? How much are they paying that they're willing to take a dollar loss?
Well, listen, here's what I'm saying, though, is if they're willing to do this now at a busy travel time, right, when they know a lot of people are going to need gas, so they're doing it to spike business already, right? That's pretty obvious at this point.
If nothing else, it's a really good publicity stunt.
Well, but here's what I'm saying is the fact that if they're doing this now because they know they're going to get a lot of people to come in that normally don't go to Sheetz that will drive the extra 10 minutes to go to Sheetz because of the fact that they have this. And the fact that they've gotten all this publicity from it nationwide, even though Sheetz is not nationwide as far as I'm aware, then why haven't they done that? Why are they only doing it during their busy weekend and they didn't do it last weekend? Or they're not going to remain and keep doing this past this weekend, even though
it's per volume. They know there's going to be more cars on the road.
Exactly.
So they could either way, even if there wasn't, they're already admitting to you that they're not even paying $3.99 a gallon because they're still making a profit at $3.99 a gallon. And at least up where I live, I could go to Sheetz at any time of day, and there's like 12 gas pumps. There's always over half, or at least half, of those gas pumps being used.
It's like a mini truck stop for cars. That's really what Sheetz is. It's just if you think about it, right? You go in, they got an entire gas station, they got an entire made-to-order, not really a deli, but like restaurant almost in there. You do soup, salad, sandwiches, you name it. They got as many gas pumps as a frickin' truck stop. It's just made for cars. Some have car washes in them. It's literally, some have drive-throughs. Like, they're literally just a mini truck stop for cars.
And I'm sure also, to go back onto that whole mini truck stop thing, is I'm sure there's people that do this, but I see more people that they go there and they don't just get gas. They go, they'll go inside and they'll prepay because they got cash, but they're also, getting a soda or MTO
I will say I have never, now granted, I live in New York, so when I go to Pennsylvania, I pretty much only go to Sheetz because it's, again, like the best gas station in the world. Because it is like a mini truck stop. There's so much to do there. But anywho, I have never once gone into a Sheetz just to get gas.
Yeah, I've never gone just to get gas.
9 out of 10 times, I'll go in there. Even if I'm not hungry, I will order something for food-wise.
Or get a soda or a bag of chips. Or it's just like, well, I know I still got half hour of driving or an hour of driving to do, because you're not going to go to basically a truck stop to get gas if you're not going to continue your journey.
Yeah.
You get what you need and you get out.
I will say, April, so what, 2 months ago now? End of April, me and some people I work with that teach drumline, we took a trip out to Ohio. Now, it's about an 8-hour trip for us. And going through the Pennsylvania portion of our trip was right around 2 hours worth. We stopped at Sheetz 2 times on the way out. One, because we were hungry, had to go to the bathroom type stuff. We had already been on the road for 3.5 hours type deal. The second time because we were hungry and needed gas. And then on the way back, we stopped and also got gas and ate there. So in 3 days, we left Friday, came back Sunday. In those 3 days, we went to Sheetz 3 times, got gas twice. All 4 of us got something to eat. We all got drinks. We all got stuff. Just because it's the atmosphere. It's essentially a great place to go.
So, going back to another topic the same topic that we had a couple weeks ago about Sheetz and Wawas. So Wawa's they're expanding their operations to compete more with Sheetz.
That's never going to happen.
Which means wherever Sheetz is, they're attempting to put Wawa's within that area to try to directly compete with them. And I heard this on the radio, and the guy even said there's even a Sheetz versus Wawa documentary being made. I didn't even know that was a rivalry.
Oh yeah, that's a huge. So I will say, a good buddy of mine, also one that I went out to Ohio with. He's a drummer, content creator. He streams a lot, and he has a lot of fans from the Pennsylvania kind of eastern area where Sheetz and Wawa are big. I will say, I have never heard such a controversy over which gas station is better. Like honestly, you could debate the presidential election of 2020 or even 2016, and it would still not be as big as the debate between Wawa and Sheetz and which one is better.
I could settle it right now for you. Fuck Wawas.
Agreed.
Settled.
I agree, and that's why me and Bill remain friends to this day.
Because I went in there, I told you, I used to go to Philadelphia for business every weekend. And I would stop at Wawa's and get food on the way back because I would usually be leaving at like 8, 9 o'clock, and I had a 2-3 hour drive home depending on traffic. So I would stop and get hot dogs or those hot dog or cheeseburger hot dog things.
Yep.
Like it's a cheeseburger, but and I've maybe out of 50 times going there, I may have said, "Wow, this is actually pretty good."
I will
4
say,
or 5 times.
I have never been inside a Wawa that has made me feel the way walking inside a Sheetz. You walk inside a Sheetz, everything's clean. It's all open. You can see what you want. The bathrooms are clean. The people are friendly. The people are nice. There's, tables open all the time. They're clean. They're wiped down. I've walked into a Wawa every single time and said, "Oh, really? The floors are filthy. The tables aren't cleaned, or the bathrooms are destroyed, or you're in this dark corner trying to look for a soda or a drink or something, and people are just pissed off to be working there." That's the difference.
I went today.
I noticed.
I went today to get beer, and you know that these stores see thousands of people a day, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I put the beer up on the counter, got my ID out, got my card out to pay for it, and the guy looked directly at me and said, "Do you need anything else?" And I only know that he recognizes that because the past 3 times that I've been there, I said, "Oh, by the way, I also need gas." So unless they train their employees to try to con you into buying something else, normally is that it? Like, you just pay and go. Which brings me to another little thing that happened to me today at work.
I will say, though, that you probably got recognized because you buy beer that much, so...
Well, and I'm 6'6", 230 pounds with long red hair.
Yeah, that's...
I'm very hard to hide.
that's accurate, too. Yeah, he's an ugly fella.
Yeah, so this happened to me today at work, and for anybody that don't know, I work in a deli, so it's like a restaurant, except for smaller, and we have an ice cream room and a small dining room. But so I was tickled pink by this today. I do my job, right? I just do what I got to do and get the fuck out of there. So I was on the phone, and a lady called and ordered. I don't even know what the hell she ordered, but I read the order back to her, and I asked her if it was everything and blah, 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 what you're supposed to do to make sure the customer gets their order. And I'm walking from the back room into the kitchen, and the waitress comes back and hands me money and said, "This is for you." The lady said, "Because you were so nice on the phone and made sure everything was right and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, damn, that's the first that's happened to me. Like,
well,
that's the first time I was ever like, because I was stuck. I'm like, what the hell? And then she played a prank on me. She came back, and I made somebody a salad. And the salad is called a Dick's salad. And it's basically what it is it's lettuce, tomato, and then this Dick's dressing. And it's called Dick's dressing because the owner of the place is named Dick. Well, Richard. And it's pretty much all it is garlic and oil mixed together. That's what it is. And you just, when we make these salads, it's just lettuce, tomato, and then you dump the Dick's dressing over it, shake the shit out of it, mix it up, put it on a plate, and serve it. She brought the plate back, handed it to me, and said, "Guy said it was awful." And I looked down and I said it was so awful that he decided to eat the whole thing.
Well, I will say this. People, and I've kind of noticed this, we don't have many diners or delis around here. Unfortunately, we do have a couple good ones, but like the wait times are 45 minutes because there's only like 3 of them. And it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. But I have noticed the couple times that I've been into these the last, honestly, since COVID started, people are nicer to non-wait, like you have your waitresses, right, that pretty much work on tips. They get paid like 30 cents an hour, and then
Yeah,
they just get,
our waitresses get paid like $2.30, $2.50 an hour.
yeah,
They live on tips, so they hope like hell people come through the door.
exactly.
While we're in the back hoping like hell people don't come through the door.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is 9 out of 10 times people would never pay attention to the people that cooked the food, that did the dishes, that were running all around, grabbing all these other things, with the exception of the waiters and waitresses and whatnot. So they would never tip them or anything like that. But I have seen, not probably like 40% of people have started to do that and started to tip, saying, hey, this money goes to this person or the cooks in the back because they're amazing, right? Like 9 out of 10 times in a diner or deli or some sort, right? You have a nice meal, you're going to say to the waitress or waiter, wow, that was amazing. You're never going to once see the cook and tell them that was amazing. Even though they cooked it, the waitress just
See, our setup's a little different. It's hard for me to explain how. Okay, so you come through the front door, and it's just I don't even. It's a bar. Like there's a bar there where people can sit and eat, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe like 10 or 12 tables. They're not big tables. So, most of the tables have 2 chairs, one on either side, because they're up against a wall. But so when you're sitting there eating, if you're at the bar or right there at the beginning, you could look back and you could see the cook as they're making your food. Now, my job title is like the wife is a cook floater. So there's days that she's a cook and that's what she's there to do, be a cook. And then there's days that she's there to be a floater. And the floater job is all the above, right? Like it's dishwasher, it's assist the cook. So you'll be out there cooking stuff. Say the cook has to go to the bathroom and a ticket gets hung. You got to start the ticket. You got to start making the food. If the ice cream room bell rings, you got to go out there. You got to be able to use a cash register. You got to be able to make ice cream cones, flurries, sundaes, milkshakes, whatever the hell they want. And there are a lot of ignorant people that come to delis, like that come to restaurants like that. They'll come in there, and I'm just going to tell you one that happened just recently, and it really irritated me, partially because it was towards my wife, but it was just the simplicity of it. Is we have a bell at the ice cream window, and there's a sign that says ring for service because we don't staff that room all the time. We have other shit to do. If you stand there for a minute or two and see nobody's coming, ring the bell, somebody will come out. So, and there's times people will do this throughout the day. They'll just ring the bell because they see a button and they want to ring the fucking bell, even though you're standing right off the side of the room and they could see you if they turned their head to the left. But this little prick comes to the window, rings the bell. Brandy's standing right there, opens the window. And she says that was unnecessary. Like, there was no need for you to ring the bell. You seen me standing here. There was no need. She didn't say all that, but that was what the implication was. And she gets the person their stuff, and then they leave, and they come back. They ring the bell. They get whatever they're doing. The window's shut. And then I stand right there, and I watch the kid stick her finger out and go to hit the bell, and I whip the window open.
Well, listen, I think just the bell in general, okay, regardless of what use it is, whether it's, for like the front desk at a hotel, or in your case, ringing it to have someone come serve you ice cream or whatever it might be. I think it's just annoying. And quite frankly, I think it's just, especially in, if you see someone right there, it's disgusting in a way. Like, you hear a bell and you instantly think you're a servant to some old rich dude. Like, that's just the way I think, at least. I could understand, like, if there was a bell, and I've seen this in a lot of places, like, especially, like, older stores and whatnot, like family-run stores, where they'll put a bell on the door so when the door opens or closes, it rings. See, that's acceptable. That's understandable. But, in certain places where you're ringing the bell and it's like push once for service, and then you ding it like 17 more times and no one comes, and then someone dings it 17 more times and then they hear you and you say, oh, I'll be right there, I didn't hear you the first time, and then 30 seconds later, they're frustrated now because you're still doing what you're doing. So they bring it 17 more times. That's just annoying. It gets on my nerves.
So when this happened, and I whipped the window open on this girl, and I said, anything I can get for you? The person, she's like, no, but then the person that she was with ordered something. So I got it for her, and after I handed it out to the person that actually paid for it, the girl that was the one that was going to ring the bell looked at me, and the wife was wearing a yellow shirt, a yellow work shirt. And this kid couldn't be no more than 15, 16 years old at best. Looked me dead in the eye and said, tell the person wearing the yellow shirt to fuck off. And I'm like, wow, if you only knew, you little bastard, what you just said to me. So, but that's the thing, like, there's two things in life that I was told when I was growing up when it comes to food, like just being nice to people, is the two people in the world you do not want to piss off. One is the person you're having sex with, and two is the person cooking you your food. Yeah. They don't always have to be the same person, but you don't piss off a cook cooking your food because you might get some extracurricular activity done to your meal.
I will say that if you're the person that is cooking your food gets pissed off, regardless if you piss them off or not, or anyone in your party pisses them off, regardless of that, if the stranger 4 tables down the road pisses you off that you never have interaction with, that cook is still going to be annoyed, still going to be mad, and they quite frankly don't care whose food they're spitting in or putting a hair in. They just don't care. I mean, that's the way it is. And again, you could piss them off, or someone else a half hour, 45 minutes ago could have pissed them off. They're just pissed off. And they're going to definitely spit in that person's food, but they'll probably also take some anger out on you, That's a possibility.
Here, you looked at me backwards, even though you really didn't, but I'm pissed off from the person before, so here's what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'll say where we work at, like where I work at, there's one cook that's there that is so childish. If 3 tickets get hung, she loses her shit and she runs off crying, literally. But most of what we do there is like it's customer first, and it's partially because every day you can almost set your clock to when somebody's going to come in. It's the same people every day over, and they usually get the same shit over and over and over again. But you'll get these oddballs that come in that you never seen before, or you might get somebody that comes in every day and gets a hot dog and a Diet Coke. That's kind of a weird thing, but there's a guy that owned Regester's car lot, comes to our diner all the time and gets a Coke and a hot dog every day. But that person might switch it up and say, can I get a cheeseburger with chips? And you instinctively want to just write down what they get. But that's not what they get. So whenever people get stuff, whether it's a Delmonico steak all the way down to a simple thing like a hot dog or a turkey or chicken salad sandwich, you try to make it like, you try not to skimp on stuff too. We always overstuff things way too much. Even like our subs, we overstuff them to the point where the damn things burst when you try to fold them. The bottom of the bun breaks. So we definitely look at the customer more. And there's times that we have a tip bucket out in the ice cream room, and now normally there's 4 people working in the back. There's 1 cook and 3 floaters. And at the end of the night, whatever's in that tip bucket, we split 4 ways. The past 2 nights, last night we made, each one of us left with $6 in tips. And tonight we each left with $5 in tips. So if you just think about the fact that at $5 each, right, that's what, $20.
Yeah.
We were tipped in 6 hours, 7 hours. That's pretty good considering everything is through the roof when it comes to prices.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 gallons of gas right there.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
And that just goes by. And there's days where this is where it's shitty, right? We raised our prices the day after Easter. Our prices went up, and by up I mean they went up. And people, bitched and complained and threw a fit, which I don't blame them, because I would too. Like, damn, I've been coming here for 5 years paying this much for a cheeseburger, and now it went up $2. What the hell? I don't understand. It's the same cheeseburger. But there's people that on busy days we could get our ass handed to us, have a baseball team come after a game or a practice and get a bunch of stuff, and we leave with $1 each or something. Then there's days that we're dead and we're barely busy, and we can leave with like $5 or $6. It's really all depends on, I think personally, it's customer service. If you talk to the person and try to be more relatable to the customer, and don't just have you're the customer, I'm the employee mentality, you can get stuff. Like there's a couple that come in there, Jim and Joyce, that's their names. This Joyce will give me $20 all the time. Here, you deserve this, you work hard, blah, blah, blah. And I never talked to this Jim guy, like, ever. The most I ever said to him...
That's the way things are,
the most I ever said to him was, like, he'll come to the ice cream window with his dog, and he'll want a baby cone or a baby dish of vanilla for his dog. And he'll pay for it and then walk away. I never knew he knew my name. I barely even knew his name. And now, all of a sudden, when he sees me, he's like, "Hey, Bill, how you doing?" Things like that. And what was it? The other day, I randomly went out and started cleaning the flat top. And he said to the wife, he called me Chef Boyardee. So, like, and that's just because there's times I'll go out, and there's a guy that every time he comes in there, the waitress will have to come get me so I can go out there, and he'll ask me, "How's Penn State going to do this year?" He can come in tomorrow and ask me the same question he asked me today. Like, he forgets that what I told him, or even that we had a conversation. So I just become relatable, and I'll be like, I don't know. I haven't really heard much. I haven't heard a goddamn thing. I could care less what Penn State does. I'm a fan. If they win, if they lose, I don't care. But I'm not going to follow them to the point where I know what's going on all around the horn with them.
You like that in sports teams. You don't care if they win or lose. You just somehow like them.
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Can I say?
Can I also say I haven't heard the name Chef Boyardee in years, and it's great to hear. That guy is a legend. I love him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way things are usually in relationships, though, is the woman does all the talking, the man shuts up and doesn't want to be known or know anyone, because that just is extra work he has to do. I mean, it's pretty simple.
I go to work. Here's my mentality when I leave, and I try to be funny all the time. That's just how I always am. Even if I'm pissed off, I always try to be funny, just because I don't want to put that out there for everybody else to know that I'm pissed off. So, like, I'll go to work and joke around with people and try to make it, I try to make the time I'm there not feel like I'm at work. Like, I'm just there to have fun and make money, essentially.
Well, I mean...
So, but a lot of people, it's rubbed off on people. Like, there's people that are there that, when I started working there, were just a turtle, right? Like, they were just in a shell, and they went like a robot, did their job, went home. Now, these people were opening up and, joking around at work and having fun. But then there's those few assholes that I could do without. But
I will say this. My general rule of thumb is, if I work with you, we are not friends. Because I see you enough at work, I don't want to be friends with you after.
See, that's the difference. Is like me and the wife go to work, and we ended up building a relationship with people that we work with to the point where we go hang out with them after work. It's not. It's like, I just think that it's more conducive to a positive atmosphere if you get along with people in and out of work, right? Not that you could be pissed off at somebody about something that happened at work and then leave work and then be like, hey, because right away, I don't know about you, but me, I could be having a miserable goddamn day. But the very second I know that I'm getting in my car to leave, I am the happiest son of a bitch on the planet because I'm done with that bullshit.
It's a great feeling until you go home and like stub your toe, and then you're just pissed off at the world for the rest of the day. But yeah.
Or when you lay down and go to bed and realize you got to get back up and do all that shit again.
Tell me about it.
You know what else pisses me off?
What?
The fact that I'm left-handed.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, this is why this pisses me off, because all you right-handed pricks have everything designed for you. I have to adapt and overcome to your damn thing.
I will say this, though, and I don't know why. I don't know. Have you played golf, like, enough to understand kind of the ins and outs and the games of it? I don't know if you're a golf person or not.
I just know I can hit the ball far as hell, not accurate. No, not even close.
Okay, so I'm right-handed. When you wear a glove on your hand, 9.9 out of 10 times, when you're right-handed, you wear it on your left hand because it's the hand that's really gripping the club, right? The other one's just it's on top, it's just kind of sitting there, right? No. Me, I have to wear a quote-unquote left-hander's glove, even though it's on my right hand. It's made for left-handed people. I wear a left-handed glove, even though I'm right-handed, and somehow it works good. Like I was one day I was just struggling, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here with these drives, and I had ripped a hole in my glove, and I'm like, well, I don't have a glove, and I'm like, well, he's got one that's, even though it's a left-handed one, I'll wear it. A buddy of mine I was playing with, and I'll try it out and whatever, just kind of shooting the shit, whatever. I hit it, and that thing went flying. So I wore it the rest of the match. It was the best match I played. So I went out, bought a left-handed glove. I've been wearing it ever since. It's amazing. But that's
like left-handed.
That's the one thing left-handed people have given me in this world is the ability to have a good golf glove.
Well, now, statistically speaking, they say left-handed people there's more geniuses that were left-handed than geniuses that were right-handed.
I'll believe that
now,
when I see it.
I'm not saying that's true or false, but as a left-handed person, the world is like not only left-handed but colorblind, right? So I'm like at a complete disadvantage from everybody else.
And you're tall, so yeah, you got three things fucking you.
So, but with the whole left-handed thing, like I don't realize there's an issue because if I throw a baseball or a football, it's coming out of my right hand. So I'm kind of ambidextrous, but not really, because there's things that I can't do with my right hand that I could do with my left hand. But yeah, I never really understand the problem to it until it's like, oh, I'm going to cut this piece of paper. And I grab a pair of scissors and I realize these son of bitches are made for people with right hand.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
I have to try to adapt my fingers into this to get it to work. And I've come up with over the years, almost 39 years of being able to figure out how to use a pair of scissors. But there's so many different things that are designed specifically for right-handed people that there's no other option for a left-handed person but to figure it the hell out.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it pays to be right-handed. You should learn sometime. No, it's not that.
I kind of am. I'm basically ambidextrous. I can do with both hands. Like, if I'm in a fight, the punches are coming from the right. If I need to write something down, it's with my left hand. If I'm, grabbing something, my left hand's my strongest hand, which is backwards because you'd think my punching hand would be my strongest hand, but it's not. It's so.
What you're saying is you're just a messed up person.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up. I could probably go into a scientist would probably look at me and say, "What happened to you at birth?" And I'd be like, "I don't fucking know, but here I am. It's working."
A tall, red-headed left-hander.
Yeah, tall, red-headed, left-handed, colorblind person.
Yeah. Talk about a science experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, that's either a really big problem or the start of a really funny joke.
Yeah, it's like a tall, red-headed, left-hand colorblind person walks into a bar. They order a Budweiser.
Speaking of a joke.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of joke.
Is this gonna get us,
I heard this.
Is this going to get us banned? Just going to ask that.
I found this to be funny. So I seen this, and the joke was that an 80-year-old man goes to a car dealership and buys a Porsche. Pulls out of the car lot, starts driving down the road at 80 miles, 90 miles an hour. He flies past a cop, says, "Son of a bitch." Cop flips on his lights, goes after him. And the old man looks in the rearview mirror, sees the cop, goes from 90 to 100. Sees the cops keeping up with him, goes up to 120. Cops keeping up with him, 130. And then the old man's like, "Damn it, what am I doing? This is crazy." So he pulls over. Cop gets behind him, gets out of his car, walks up to the driver's side and says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I speed. I didn't mean to. I wasn't thinking. I just got this new car. I was having fun." Cop looks at his watch, says, "Hey, look, I get off work in like 15 minutes. If you could tell me a reason for speeding that I have never heard, I'll let you go."
I think I know where this one's going. Continue.
And the guy says, "Well, about 40 years ago, my wife ran off with a state cop.
Yep.
I just figured you were bringing her back."
I've heard the exact same one told a different way. The guy's on his way to the grocery store and runs a red light. Cop gets behind him, lights on, sirens on. Guy starts speeding up. Cop thinks, "Oh, I'm in a pursuit." Keeps going, reach 90, 100 miles an hour. Finally, the guy pulls over. Cop comes up to him and goes, "Why the hell were you speeding?" And it's the exact same answer. "My wife ran off with a trooper about 40 years ago. I thought you were bringing her back. Sir, you are free to go." Yep.
Here's a good one. This one here is a really good one. This is probably one you haven't heard before. This might have to be how we end these things from now on. All right, so there's a guy driving across the Golden State Bridge in a Pinto. I don't know if you know what a Pinto is. If you don't know what a Pinto is.
I know what a Pinto is.
Okay, so he's driving across the Golden State Bridge, and he is speeding.
And just for clarification, we're not talking about the bean, okay?
Yeah, it's a car. And the cop, he passes a cop, and the cop said, "Whoa, never seen a Pinto go that fast." So he got out, pulls up behind him, pulls him over, gets out of his car, walks up, says, before he does, he looks down and he sees that like the back seat and the passenger side floor is just covered in garbage, like coffee cups and potato chip wrappers and all kinds of just like food trash. And the cop says, "Sir, what, do you know why I pulled you over?" And the guy's like, "Nope." Cop says, "Because you were speeding." And he goes, "I'm sorry, I'm late for an appointment. I have to get to, I work on the road. I'm always going and going and going." The cop says, "Well, if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you I see your car's a disaster. What do you do for a living that means you have to speed?" And the guy looks at the cop with a dead face and says, "I'm a rectum stretcher." Cop with a dumbfounded look on his face looks down at him and goes, "A rectum stretcher?" He goes, "What the hell's that?" And he goes, "Well, I get to the client and I stick one finger in, 2 fingers in, and I just keep going and going and going." And he goes, "I just keep stretching and stretching." And the cop looks at the guy and goes, "Are you serious?" He goes, How far do you stretch it?" Or no, he goes, "How far do you stretch an asshole?" And the guy in the car looks down, looks back up at the cop, looks down at his feet, looks back. He goes, "About 6 foot." Cop says, "You don't mind me asking, what do you do with a 6-foot asshole?" And the guy looks at him and says, "You give him a radar gun and stick him at the end of a bridge."
Oh, yep, that's how we're ending this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to end every episode. Not necessarily the Monday episodes, but every Thursday episode at least needs to end with a joke. That's a new rule.
We'll just do the joke of a week, or
we're gonna start with the weather, end with a joke. In between, it's just random chaos. But I think that's a great place to wrap it up, though, for today. What do you think?
That's pretty good. I'm down with it.
All right. Well, let's. I know it's your favorite part, and we didn't do it Monday because of the whole
touchy situation.
Yeah, the entire episode was a little touchy, but Bill, my man.
Yes, sir.
Are you prepared? You ready? Got something to drink that you can take before?
Hold on here. Wait a minute. I'm ready.
Okay. Bill, why don't you tell them about our lovely Discord that we have?
Alrighty. I'm not really great at long strings of numbers and letters. Somehow to put the link in the description of the video wherever you're listening to it, or audio. Join our Discord. We get in there from time to time, shoot shit with people. We also post what we're going to be talking about. We also post releases of the videos that we do release, or the audio that we release on this platform. We have a sponsor program there from basically no money at all, which meaning very little, to substantial amount. If you want to get on there and promote yourself, you could be on here with us. Get on there and tell us what you think we should be covering if we're not covering topics that you like. Even if you join just to lace us up and tell us that we're shit and not doing what we should be doing, tell us what we should be doing and maybe we'll change it. Hop in there and do that. Other than that, that's really the only place to connect with us besides email, and Matt's going to tell you how to get a hold of us there.
Yeah, so we do have an email. I check it personally. Literally, I get notifications if someone emails us. So I check it daily. I get the notifications. So if you don't have Discord, you don't know how to reach out to someone or one of us, email us, 2dudeswithAview@gmail.com. It's a great place. Again, we check it daily, and it's a great place to reach out one-on-one in private with us if you don't want to message us on Discord, of course. But it's a great way to one-on-one get a hold of us and either talk about ideas, talk about sponsorships, whatever it might be. Feel free to email us. It's just another place. And then also, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, it'll come out the same day that the audios come out. We're caught up on our YouTube releases, so it'll come out the exact same day. So leave a comment there. Or leave a like, subscribe. We always appreciate that. Share this with your friends, family. It's a great asset and a great conversation to be had, especially some of the episodes like Mondays, right? They're tough conversations, but they have to be had, It's just the way it is. But with that being said,
hold on, before you get into closing, I just want to say Thunder Buddy applications are closed.
Oh yes, yeah, they are. Bill's Thunder Buddy applications are closed, and if you missed that and don't know what we're talking about, you clearly haven't been watching or listening to episodes. So, Jesus. Okay. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in to episode 12 and a half, and we'll talk at you Monday for another great episode. I already got some topics planned out, so that being said, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday. Have a great one, guys, and enjoy the long weekend. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Have a good one. Later!